Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to episode 113 of the Boonie Breakdown Podcast, your source for all things responsible and ratchet. All right, welcome to this week's episode, guys. I'm really excited. I'm going to get right to it. Our guest this week is Goody Howard. Yes, Goody Howard. She is a sexuality educator, and she hosts sex-positive workshops throughout the country, okay? She truly believes sexual pleasure is sexual health. She has the experience. Look, I'm telling y'all, she is the epitome of responsible and ratchet, all right? I love when I can find those guests who just, the synergy is right, and Goody is one of them. She has pretty much dedicated her life to empowering people through sexual exploration, education, and awareness. And we have a good conversation because I bet you most of y'all don't even know that there are 12 different types of orgasms. Well, actually, she corrects us in the episode. It's 13 different types of orgasms, all right? This is the kind of conversation we have. She also gives a good rule of thumb for the fellas and the ladies out there, because we should be responsible in this part of the act as well. If you need a Magnum condom or not, the dreaded no more baggy condoms out here. Look, okay? Goody breaks it down and gives you a fail-proof method to know if you need a Magnum or not. I'm telling you, you guys are going to enjoy this conversation, so stick around for that. All right, let's get right into pick of the week. This week, it is something so silly. I'm going to say it right now. I know it's really silly. And I did not watch this season of Basketball Wives because I was just sick of all reality shows in a bit. It's the same shit, the same formula over and over again. I didn't finish Housewives of Atlanta. I really haven't watched any of the Love and Hip Hop franchises in a few cycles now. And Basketball Wives is the same. But when I tell y'all, I cannot stop watching this clip of Evelyn Lozada banging her pussy. If you haven't listened to it, let me see if I can play it. Hold on.
That what you want? Because you can have it. I'm good. You a dumbass, tired ass bitch. I got kids. I got family. I got A+ credit. I got a mother. Ooh, that's no God. Evelyn screaming at me, pounding her. Totally normal. I'm calmly responding, and I'm aggressive. Your will get all mother day.
So I'm telling y'all, I am cracking up laughing at this because literally as Evelyn's speaking, she's grinding the air, like pounding her pussy. The shit is hilarious. But what really, really took the clip over the top, you guys know the guy Reggie Ray on Instagram who does the reenactments of like just different clips that go viral. And he'll use like props like a pot, a light, a ladder. Like, so he reenacted this shit. And I literally watch it like 4 or 5 times a day. I'm going to link it in the show notes. If you too need a laugh, I'm telling you to watch it. But I just cannot stop laughing at Evelyn pounding her pussy. And now I'm quite upset that I missed a season of Basketball Wives where someone was finally standing up to Evelyn and she was getting a taste of her own medicine. So kudos to OG. But that whole little clip, I wish, oh my God, I have cried to it many nights this week because I literally just can't stop watching it. So that is my bullshit pick of the week. Let's hop right into housekeeping. Last week's episode with Sheikah, you guys really, really liked it. I got a lot of feedback about people reminiscing on their first time. And what was funny for me, before I get into some of the feedback from you guys, was that the person who was my first reached out to me after listening and said, thank you for the compliments, because I did compliment. I told him this bud's for you. Like, he had a pretty decent size, dick. And I didn't know at the time, but, he never got his kudos from me. And so he was very appreciative of that message. He also confirmed that we were kind of wild out here. But that was my fun moment from this week's episode. Also, on Talk to Boonie Tuesday, I had put up a poll and I'd asked, if you could go back in time, would you lose your virginity to the same person? 70% of the people said, nope, I'm changing. I'm like, damn. I would totally lose my virginity again to the same person. Not even a question in my mind about changing that. But I was like, dang, people really out here, they don't even want to they don't even want to do it with the same people again. So that was one good feedback. Another feedback too, I want to thank everyone who shared their stories about what do they remember the first time. And one of the key things that was pretty much in a lot of them were music. Somebody said D'Angelo's Voodoo album was playing. Someone else said D'Angelo's How Does It Feel was playing on Quality Storm. Someone said Jodeci was in the background. Someone said Sade was playing. So a lot of y'all lost y'all virginities to a soundtrack, okay? Somebody said Flowicism Live. Now, we just got to give kudos right now, this very moment, that the Flowicism live album is one of the best live albums. I really enjoy it. And as I have said on numerous occasions, if you cannot get pussy or bussy to say yes, then you just gotta pack it up. I don't know what to tell you, but I just want to thank everybody for sharing their feedback for episode 112. All right, Atlanta. By the time this airs, we are about 30 days from the Boonie Breakdown Live in Atlanta, November 9th. Grab those tickets. I don't know why black folk like to wait to the last minute to get their tickets, but I am appreciative nonetheless. We will be there. Again, it will be Brian, myself, and it's Arkita. So we're going to have a really good show. As always, you guys get a goodie bag. There will be a libation on Boonie. Okay. We will also have merch there for sale. So I'm just really excited. So grab those tickets. Head on over to thebooниebreakdown.com/live. Let's sell this thing out. I know Atlanta can sell this show out. So don't let me down. All right. You guys know the deal. If you don't, if this is your first time listening, welcome to the Boonie Breakdown. And I would like to encourage all of you to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Boonie Breakdown. You can follow us on Twitter just at Boonie Breakdown. Okay. And when you share this episode, please be sure to use the hashtag the Boonie Breakdown, hashtag PODIN, PODIN. You can be sure to tag us. My favorite thing is when you guys share in your Insta stories. I always reshare them when I can if your page is unlocked. So I appreciate it, and let's get ready to break it down. Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and I'm here with another ratchet episode. You know, we always try to go back and forth between the responsible and the ratchet, and I'm having fun on the ratchet side this season. So I am I am thrilled that we were able to pull this episode off because, you know, things happen in life, but third time's the charm. And I am happy to have sex educator Goody Howard on the Boonie Breakdown.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I feel like this is going to be a good one.
This is ratchet responsibility though. This is a yes and situation.
Yeah, see, like I knew it. I already knew it. Well, we just briefly before we hit record, you were like clarifying, like make sure you say sex educator and not sex therapist. So before we even what is the difference between those two?
Okay, can I cuss? Is that a thing? I don't know.
Oh, please,
Okay.
I welcome.
Well, I'm just saying. My dad. I'm the daughter of a sailor, so I do cuss like a sailor. So basically, it's levels to this shit, right? So you have like the sex perks, and a lot of us use sex perk in marketing, but we don't really mean that we're sex experts because you can't be an expert of sex. It's so broad. It's like being a life coach, right? You can't coach life. You can coach an aspect of life,
Yes.
but you can't coach life. So you can't expert sex, right? So sex part is really a marketing thing. Then you have sex educators, which are people that talk about specifically sex. Then you have sexuality educators who talk about the impacts, the social impacts of sex and all the things around it, in addition to the acts of, orientation, gender, yada yada. Then you have sexologists who are people that do the research and the scientific shit that sex educators and sexuality educators use in the streets. We create the content, and you can definitely be a sexologist and an educator at the same time. And then you have sex therapists.
Got it.
Sex therapists are usually marriage and family therapists that are actual therapists, like They do micro practice. They sit you on a couch. They talk to you about your stuff, and there are different types of sex therapists. You have kink friendly, poly, all these different people that specialize in different
Mm,
aspects of the therapeutic continuum of care for sexuality. But I ain't built for that.
okay.
Like, that's not my.
Yeah, I didn't even know that there were different
Oh
types of
yeah,
sex
because then you may have
therapists.
someone that's like a kink, like really into BDSM, and they want to kind of reconcile that with how that shows up in their regular life, right? Or you may have people that want to explore polyamory, or you have people that are in a polyamorous relationship that are trying to navigate some issues that they're having, or so there's so many layers to it that there are sex therapists, and they
Mm,
some of them have specialties. But I'm not built for direct practice. Um, I think
okay.
that for me, I can't move around in the world as a therapist doing micro practice, talking to other people about their issues and their stuff. I'm an empath, so I would embrace all that and start to carry it as my own. And then I got to come home and be a partner and a parent.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't even regular therapists, like I just don't even know how they do this.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
really, really do not know how they do that. It's a lot
Exactly.
to, like you say, to carry with you. I always
Mhm.
want to know like the coping mechanisms of therapy.
Ex- Right, right. Like I just finished one of my master's degrees, and it was social work. And everyone's like, "Oh, you gonna be a social worker? You gonna do case management?" No, being a parent is case management.
Mm.
Being a partner is case management. I manage cases all day. B. I'm not doing that for work too. You know, I did social work on a grand scale to do program evaluation and development and grant writing and shit, so it can inform my sexology practice. It ain't got nothing to do with CPS or case
Was
management.
actually doing the cases.
Yeah,
Got you.
no.
So how did you like overall in your career? How did you say this is the path for me? I want to be a sex educator. How did you get there?
Well, I've always been the freaky friend.
All
Um,
right.
always been the freaky friend. I was raised in a very sex positive household, meaning we didn't necessarily have the talk because our lives were really in a shame free like bubble.
Hmm.
Um, I really feel like my parents were swingers, but I can't prove it. I had lots of, air quotes, aunts and uncles around at any given time, but whatever. And so my mother's a nurse, and we learned about sex very medically, very
Okay.
mechanically, but she never talked to me about the social impacts and all that side, right? And so basically, I was going to this lady's toy parties. You know how your friends have toy parties and stuff, and the feedback and stuff and the questions I was asking. She was like, "You'd be great at this," and I was like, "I hate people and I hate sales," but I was like, "But I have a party for you," because that's back in the day when you get like a kickback, right? A cash.
Oh yeah,
So I was like,
yeah.
"Bet I have a party for you though." So we had a party. I made some money, and she was like, "Well, you made this much, but we're having a sale on starter kits, and I want to put $75 of my own money with this money and get you a kit because I believe in you." And so that was the first instance of another black woman believing in me enough to her own,
Oh
put her own
wow.
skin in the game. And I love black women so much. And I was just like, if this is going to invest in me, I'm going to at least give it a shot.
And that was it.
And so I stuck. Yeah, no, that was the start because it's basically like Mary Kay for dildos. So, everybody's doing it. So you have to differentiate yourself from the people in the area. And so I started doing little like, little blowjob tips and little position tricks. And if you got bad knees, do it this way kind of shit, right? And I remember the lady was like, I paid for this without the toys, right?
Ah,
And my bachelor's is in business management and development. So the kid went out and monetized her skill set, and I created like some workshops and stuff, and I did some more research and found my own toy wholesaler. So when you book a toy party with me or buy a toy from my website, you are supporting me. You're helping my kids pay for
that's what's
daycare.
up.
You're paying for senior fees for the team. You know what I'm saying? Like we not, it's not there's no hierarchy. Um
That's what's up.
yeah, so and that's just how I got started, and I've just been moving ever since. And then I basically was doing it for like 11 years by myself, and somebody added me to this Facebook group called Women of Color Sexual Health Network. And then I at that point I realized there were so many other people doing what I do that look like me or something similar to what I do. And then all these conferences, and there's like a legitimate industry for this shit. And so I was like, oh bitch, it's a wrap. So I was an accountant. I was doing accounting at that point. Quit my job because I hated it, and went to grad school. And I just finished my first master's degree in social work, and I'm actually getting a master's of public health right now.
Come on,
Oh yes,
degrees.
certifications and degrees are one of my love languages. But I just it's real. It's real life. It's real life. It's black girl shit. And then so my master's I finished in August, but there's no summer graduation. So I'll walk in December. And then
Okay.
the Master of Public Health, I finish in May. So I walk again. I'm gonna walk in December and I'm gonna turn around and walk again in May. And I'm gonna be the first person to ever graduate with a Master's of Public Health from my school because they just launched the program.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll be out here making black history and shit. And then and then I'm gonna do my PhD in human sexuality starting in the fall of 2020.
That's dope.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited about
you
it.
have the natural curiosity and interest in it, but now you're just
Oh
backing
yeah.
it
And
up
then
with your degrees.
yeah, well, cause see what happens is I have my own company. So I have two business models. So I have the adult pleasure stuff and then I have the professional development side. So when I pitch to a nursing home that they need some sex positive training for their staff, right? They need those degrees for the validity to write this check I need with
I
all
know.
these commas in it.
Yes.
So this is about making sure that I can move. I'm not getting degrees to get a job for somebody else. There's nothing wrong with that. But I went into this shit knowing that I needed degrees that I could layer into six-figure checks from other
And,
people.
and you trying to do that empire. Sis,
Absolutely.
go
I'm trying to
ahead.
take over
I
the
ain't even
country with
mad.
that. You know
I
what I'm
ain't even
saying?
mad.
I'm trying to hire other master level social workers to do this shit so I don't have to. That's the goal.
Come on. I love that story.
Thank
I really
you.
do. Like, oh, so these dildos and now it's just really blossomed into something and you have the vision of how you're gonna just grow this so you don't really gotta work.
Yeah, no, I'm
That's what's up.
excited about it. And like my son is a artist. He just turned 16. He's an artist. He wants to be a graphic designer and a tattoo artist, but he also wants to do sex ed work. So he's gonna draw like bodies, different types of bodies, fat bodies, slim bodies, amputated bodies, and all these different bodies in sexual situations because those bodies are treated as asexual, right? We looked into him drawing genitals and stuff for medical books. Like I'm trying to align all my kids so that they can work with the empire. My stepdaughter wants to be a nurse. She's gonna be one of my medical directors. My husband does IT. I need IT. Like
That's what's up.
everybody gonna have a job.
Everybody's working.
Yes.
I love it. That is, and to hear, normally when you hear people talking about like I'm building up this business or in this legacy, you never hear it from the scope or the realm of, I don't want to say sex work, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's
Like
sex
it's
work.
not a
It's sexuality work,
it,
definitely.
yeah.
But
That's the word I was looking for,
yeah,
sexuality.
but it's normalizing this shit because what happens is
Yeah, I love
in
it.
a sex positive
And that's,
space, you should never have to have the talk. It's how we do, right? People think
yeah, I would agree with that.
like people like in my mind, comprehensive sex education goes from pre-K through senior citizens.
Mm.
Pre-K,
And people laugh when you say senior
they
citizens.
laugh when I
Not,
say
I'm
senior
like my
citizens, and then they clutch their pearls when I
they
say pre-K.
yeah, but it's so true.
It is. It is. Even when they start potty training, they need to load the names for their stuff. But even this,
I
check this
hate
out.
it when people are like PP and wee wee.
Right, my
No,
pocketbook and shit. But
yeah,
like you seen the videos on Facebook where like the little kids they point to what kind of greeting they want, right?
yes,
Like if they want a high five or a fist bump or nothing. That's sex education because you're teaching them consent and boundaries and autonomy and that their choice has power.
like they have agency. Yes,
Yes, it's sex
yes,
ed.
yeah.
That's all it is. And so when you say sex ed for pre-K, people are like, oh my god, no, bitch, that's it. That's it. It's something as
Yeah,
simple as normalizing that your choice is valid, and
but
if
I
you
think
move,
that's too. Like even with this space that I'm creating and what it started from, I think it started for me doing a Twitter chat.
mm,
And I used to do this thing called Boonie Ratchet Hour. And it was mostly sexual topics that we would talk
hmm
about. And I always would get people who and still are like, "Oh my god, I just can't believe how open you are about this stuff." And
right,
and I'm like, "But everybody's fucking, and if they aren't, they want to be."
right,
So I don't understand why everyone's so afraid to talk about
right.
it.
And then you have people that are like, oh well, what qualifies you to do it? Just because you fucking don't mean that's like, I saw a meme the other day, and it was like, you watching all these cooking videos, like you think you a chef, and she was like, you watch all this porn and you think you can fuck, like. Like,
Yeah.
bruh, like,
And that's my thing.
yeah.
Like now with this platform, I don't have all the answers. So I go find the people
And that's real life.
who have the
And I
credentials.
appreciate you for it.
Yeah.
That's real life.
Yeah. It's like, well, I'm intrigued by this. So let me go see who I can find that is qualified to speak on it. And that's what I do.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So with that being said, that was a great segue. Um, we're gonna go straight to it. I'm not even gonna pussyfoot around it. So you were doing, I think it was a Instagram video I saw that you posted, and you were talking about
Uh-huh.
condoms. And it was specifically the Magnum condom. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait because I think this is gonna blow people's minds. And you used a toilet paper
Yes.
roll. So and now literally every time I put a new roll of toilet paper on the holder, I chuckle because I think about your
Yes.
video and how groundbreaking I think it
Listen,
is.
we got people. I got people sending me all kind of toilet paper.
So, can you just tell the people your
Yes,
scientific
yes,
method
yes. The scientific evaluation.
with the toilet
Yes.
paper roll?
So
Yes.
basically, first of all, Magnums are garbage. Trojan is the worst condom brand on the planet. They just have the best
Speak on it.
marketing department, and there is a difference. It
Speak
doesn't say
on it.
best condom; it says most trusted. Trusted is about marketing. But anywho, they are made from all the leftover latex after Trojan makes their other condoms. They're designed to be ill-fitting, and they're marketed to communities of color. So yeah.
Oh.
But those of us that feel that we do need a Magnum condom, right? There are other larger brands that you can try. But if you feel the only reason, if you feel like you need a larger condom, take a toilet paper roll. And if you cannot fit your erect penis into the toilet paper roll, then you might need a larger condom. So that means if you can't put your hard dick through a toilet paper roll, if you can fit it in there, you don't need a larger condom. You straight. Relax, fam. Right?
Please
Please relax.
relax.
Don't tie it in a knot on the side. Don't act like that. Because especially if you fucking with a G, you know what I'm saying, and her Kegels are worth anything, if that condom is even the least bit
That's a
loose,
wrap.
it's a wrap. It's a
It's
wrap.
a wrap.
This now she got the condom, and now what? Now we got to get a rubber glove and lubricant and play doctor because you playing? No, no. So
Yeah.
if you cannot fit your erect penis into a toilet paper roll, if it's too big, and I'm not saying like, oh, it just won't fit. Like if you push a little bit, it'll go through. You straight. If you cannot fit it, if the shit just won't go, if it doesn't, you must have quit. Then you might need a larger condom. And lifestyle skins, SKYNs, are the best ones you can get. They have a different kind of stretch because they're not latex.
And it's so funny because people always talk so
They're the
much shit about
best.
lifestyle.
They are the fucking best.
So much
So
shit about
Durex
them.
is the oldest condom brand. And so I trust them because they've been around the longest. And
Mhm.
Lifestyle, in my opinion, has the best product line. Even with Skin, SKYN, they're non-latex, they're polyisoprene. I used to pop latex condoms left and right. I ain't broke a Lifestyle yet. I ain't broke a Skin yet. And I used to pop the fuck
There we
out of
go.
Lifestyle, out of latex joints. Um, and they also have extra large. So if you feel like you need a larger one and you've done the toilet paper test and you straight, get the large. It's fine. Also, if you prefer a latex condom, B Condoms is the only black owned condom company,
Black owned.
and
Black
they are
owned. Yep.
amazing, and they have extra large. Yeah, I have some
I've
here.
used them too.
I'm gonna do how to put on an external condom with your hand and how to put on an external condom with your mouth using their condoms.
Yeah, I totally back in the Boonie Ratchet Hour days on Twitter,
Mhm.
their CEO Jason like mailed me this care package and was like try them out. So he sent me their
Mhm.
platinum, the XL ones and the regular ones. Yeah, they were decent.
Yeah, I'm here for them. I mean, as far as latex condoms go, I rock with them in real life. And so I'm gonna use them for the demo, and then I'm gonna tag Killer Mike because you remember on Trigger Warning when he was like, you got to do 24 hours of just black on stuff.
Well, there you go.
So I'm gonna tag Killer Mike so he can see that there's a thing. But
That's one way to go viral too.
I'm just saying, I want him to see that there's an option for us, those of us that are using condoms. Out here on your whole shit, ratchet responsibility.
Yeah,
Be
we
be good or
always
be
we
good at it.
Listen, that's the only way to do it. So, okay, now we're going there. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
You also, I mean, you have me very intrigued. This is why I was very excited to talk to you because your ingenuity, and as I'm talking to you, I'm learning more and more about it. The dick sucking bib.
Yes. Yes. So, okay. So,
I I'm not gonna say like I know how this probably came about.
yes. Well, just because you lie, I'm gonna send you one. So,
Oh
so
yes.
these are adult-sized terry cloth, washable, reusable, green, you know, uh, oral sex bibs. So,
Now somebody's probably listening to this right now, like, what do you need a bib for?
okay.
And sister,
So,
brother, it might be a brother, but sister, brother,
right,
whoever.
somebody. I'm glad you asked. So, you need a bib before. Let's say you already got dressed, but your partner looking fly as shit. So you want to go on and give him some light work before work. You want to get undressed again, or you making a mess. If you giving sloppy toppy, right? You don't want to make a mess. You got to be,
Clean
dab the corners of your mouth and shit. So you'll need a bib for that, just to keep the mess down. If you're performing oral sex on a squirter, you need a bib for that too. So these are unisex oral sex bibs. This is for everybody.
unisex.
Yes, oral sex is for the people because I teach blowjob classes. You know, I teach blowjob classes. My class is called Lick, and I also teach cunnilingus workshops, which is how to eat pussy, and that's called lip service. And
Come on, business degree.
we go we go through oral technique. Oral technique is oral technique, right? So I didn't want to brand the bibs one way or the other because I think that
Smart,
it's
multi-purpose.
important. Yeah. If you a squirter, listen, as speaking as a squirter, it's hard when you getting head on the couch or some shit. You don't want to fuck your couch up.
Been there, done that.
You know what I'm saying? So you might want to get them a bib, let them help them out. Um, and like I said, I'm very big on being open and gender inclusive and all of that good shit. So I feel like everybody performs oral sex. So everybody.
Everybody.
So you need a bib.
And
Everybody need a
if
bib.
and if you're not, then you should.
Right. And it's, like I said, they're washable. You just throw it in the it's a huge bib. Um, and you just throw them in the washing machine and you can reuse them over and over again.
Let's continue down this road. So, since you have your own sex toy company, what would
Mhm.
you say is your favorite sex toy for women, for men, and then for couples?
Mm. Okay, so I think that I think my favorite sex toy everybody is the same, if I'm being honest. So
Hmm,
there is a bullet that has like a ring on the back of it. So you can just put your finger through the ring and hold the bullet. And it's marketed as a finger vibe.
okay.
Okay. And so you put your finger through, it has this large bullet, and you can use that, like if you lube it up, you can use it to stimulate your clit. You can use it to stimulate a dick, like you have the bullet in your hand. So if you're stroking a dick with your hand, the bullet is in your hand. So you're not trying to juggle bullet and dick, right? And then you could like use it to caress the
Mm-hmm.
balls and all that kind of shit. So I think that's great for a penis or a vulva, right? So any way that body works, you can use that finger vibe. And I think it's a great couples accessory
Okay.
because if I put that ring on my partner's hand, and then I put his hand on my pussy, and then I put my hand over his hand to show him how I like it, that's intimacy building. Is hot as fuck.
I'm nodding.
You know what I'm saying? So
I
like,
can visualize
you
it.
see what I'm saying? So there's like it's like you sit in front of them, they sitting behind you, you sit in front of them, you put their hand on you, and then you put your hand over their hand to show them what you like. There's an intimacy in that. There's
Yeah.
a closeness in that. And so also it's easier, specifically I would say for couples where somebody has a dick, um, the not have a big vibrating dick shaped toy that you're trying to have as a couples experience. Because if it's bigger than him, he probably not gonna want that to be in the room.
It's very intimidating, yes.
So it's something like it's mad easy too. There is actually a toy that I love. I call it the Purple Passion cock ring, and that's basically a
Okay.
finger vibe. It's a cock ring, and it has this 2-inch vibrating extender, and it's great for penetration because it's right on the G spot. You can use penetrate. You can put your hand through the hole and use it to stimulate the clit. You can use it to stimulate a penis or some balls. You can actually slide it down the penis as a cock ring. It's just so versatile, and I fucking love it. And that's something that's not available on my website. Like, I do flash sales of those on my Instagram page because I get them from a
Okay.
special plug, and I only get like 15 at a time. So I don't want to put them on the website, and then people
So
think they can buy them and they sold out.
they're sold out.
So,
Yeah.
and I actually get a
Okay.
re-up next week. I'm so excited because like they sell out really, really quickly. Um, but yeah, it's called the Purple Passion cock ring, and that's my favorite toy for everybody. And you can use like lesbian couples, gay couples, hetero couples, trans couples, anybody can use this because sex toys don't have an orientation,
Come on now.
you know.
Did you
So,
see like that was going viral? It was on Amazon and it was that review
oh, that
of
dog walker thing,
yes.
I did see that. Um, and I do carry it, so I have it. It's not on my website yet though because I ordered one from my vendor to try first. So anything on my website that I have, I've used it. Like I have bought one for myself, tried it, and felt like it was something that my audience would appreciate.
Okay.
Some people just throw toys up there. Sometimes, even if it's not for my own personal pleasure, but it was an enjoyable experience, I'll still put it up. Like it may not be my jam, but I can see how it could be someone else's. But I definitely order one to try and then put it on the site
And
because
then
I feel like,
decide.
yeah, because people, I think in something so intimate, people value they trust your referral.
Yeah, I would nod on that.
Yeah.
Cuz that's something it is such an intimate product
Hmm.
that you're like, "Well, how do I" I think that's why that review went so viral.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly why. And I'm just like, I
Yeah.
gotta try this for myself because I want to be able to co-sign this shit and endorse it and sell it. Because I think that pleasure
'Cause
is not a luxury, it's a right. And
come on. And that's the thing too, like when I've always been intrigued by those types of devices, but some of the other brands, the more high end, they're
mhm.
expensive. And so I was just like, "Ooh, do I really wanna pay?"
And that's another reason why I
Ooh.
have my own, like I did my research and got my own vendor. I have the same vendor that these other companies have. I have the same toys that these other companies have, but because I don't have uplines and all this other stuff, my price point is different.
Okay.
And I just feel like it should be accessible. If it's not accessible, it's not revolutionary, and I consider myself a revolutionary.
I'm okay, we're gonna keep going. We put the toe in, now we're gonna keep going. I watched
Yeah.
it was you, The Pearl Stroker. I'm
Yes.
gonna say I don't think I've seen something in a long time that has piqued my curiosity more than that.
Really?
Yes, because it just
I
seems
love it.
it was so simple,
Mhm.
and I feel like
Mhm.
sometimes we overlook the simple things.
Yeah, facts, facts. We really do. We will get so elevating higher, and you could forget the little things. The
Yes.
pearl stroker is really really dope because it's the stretchy material that holds the pearl beads together is industrially designed, so it's not going to break. And I've had people go, "Oh, well, I thought I was gonna go and get these little stretchy beads, stretchy bracelets, and do something like that." No, you're gonna have beads everywhere because it's not made for that. But
Don't get
it's
the
just gonna
cool
be beads
don't get
everywhere.
the Chinese store pearl
You're not gonna get the dollar store getting little
necklace.
kid bracelets and shit. Just relax. It's only $10. And again, like I said, accessibility. So it's a series of pearl rings strung together on this stretchy elastic band, and you lube it up and you slide it up and down the penis. It's sensory play, so it adds a level of texture, right, to your hand job or to your blow job, or if they're masturbating, and you can put a condom on over it and have sex with it on the penis. So,
So this is what I'm saying. The hand job, that okay, that sounds fun. But that part, I was like, "Oh,
yes.
wait."
Texture. So just think about how amazing that would feel, right? And you have to people are like,
Oh my
you
god.
have to put a condom on over it though, because it will end up in your body without one. But then there are lots of other like penis sleeves and stuff that add texture that are just designed for that you don't have to put a condom on over. They add girth, they add texture, they have nubs, they have swirls, they have beads. They're amazing. They are amazing, and you can
Mm,
like put an erect penis into them, and so everybody's happy.
th th I mean, with that part, it was like when you said, "Put the condom on top,"
Hmm.
and I was like,
Yes.
Oh.
Imagine riding
Yes.
riding on that.
That sounds like a great
Doesn't
ride.
it? Doesn't it?
And like I said, it was something so simple that I'm just like, "Oh, I would have
Mhm.
never,
And that's an
ever."
aftermarket use because it's just marketed as like a dick stroker. But I was like, I wonder if I can.
You put it to
I
the
did.
test.
I did. And it worked, people. Go for it.
Yeah, that should be like goody guaranteed.
Yes. Or if you don't want to put a condom on over it, you can use an internal condom. And that way they don't have to put a
Okay,
condom.
tell us more.
Well, they used to be called female condoms, but they're called internal condom now.
Oh, those, like, in all of my years, they are very
I
intimidating.
could see how they could be, but you can put them on like, let's say you going out on a date, you know you fucking put when you get dressed, put your condom in, because then you could be like meet me in the bathroom in 5 minutes, and you ain't got to do nothing. He don't got to put a condom on his penis, and y'all can get straight to fucking. That's why.
Let me tell you how Miss Goody is just coming out here with all the hoe
Listen,
tips,
that's the
yo.
name. When I write my book, it's gonna be called Physics and Hoe Shit. When I write it, it's gonna be called Physics and Hoe Shit.
I mean, now I'm gonna have to go buy some and just
Listen,
practice that.
just
Just to
because.
do that, even better, because that is the most
Yeah,
awkward
yeah,
part.
and you don't have to do none of that shit, and he don't have to wear a condom because the condom's already in.
So how long can it stay in you and
Eight
still
hours.
be okay? Still be
Yeah, you can
viable
go
for
to work.
use. Okay.
Yeah, you can put it in at lunch if you know you're gonna have a lunch break or something.
Now, that's a
Because
hell
the
of a
best whole
lunch
shit
break.
happens in the daytime.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yes,
that's a
yeah,
hell of a
lunch.
lunch break.
Yes, yes.
So
Get you a hotel room or Airbnb.
an Airbnb, yeah, it probably is a bit more discreet than a hotel.
Oh, it is. It is. And people ain't watching you. So if you out here doing some shit you ain't got no business, get an
Yeah,
Airbnb. I'm
that's
just
way more
saying.
discreet.
You're welcome.
Come on, look, come on with all the tips.
That's what that responsive ratchet, right? You finna get into some whole shit. Be good or be
You
good
gotta
at
be
it.
protect yourself in all ways. So we mentioned, okay, so we're sitting here telling these great toys that they can use for couple play, solo play. How, especially for people in heterosexual relationships, what is a good tip for someone to help them introduce their partner to using sex toys in their escapades?
Hmm. So we're gonna so if it's a heterosexual couple and the woman wants to introduce toys,
Hmm.
then I would say introduce it with a cock ring because that's the easiest, most non-threatening thing. It can vibrate. There's all different kinds of cock rings. And what you do is while you're giving them head, like while you're sucking the dick, you slide the cock ring on.
I'm
And
nodding.
I'm actually gonna make a video about that now that you said it because I teach this, but I don't have any like video of it. But you slide the cock ring on, and what happens is the cock ring helps maintain erection, but it also makes the penis more sensitive, and it just changes the sensations for them. And the best way for them
Mm.
to notice the change in the sensations is your mouth, because you were sucking dick without the cock ring. Suddenly, it feels great, and then you put the cock ring on, and it feels even better. And they're like, "Wait, what happened? What was the difference?" And so then and then it's like you add on to those as you go. And again, specifically in a heterosexual relationship, you do not want anything that is dick shaped or bigger than your partner. And if the toy
I
is
think that
bigger than him, you already love him anyway. Y'all already go together.
ah!
So it don't matter. But, you know, men are very sensitive about that. So yeah, there are
They
lots of
are.
accessories that are not dick shaped. And if you go to my website, there's a thing that says for them. And them is the couples stuff. So it's all stuff that is
Okay, for
designed for mutual
them.
pleasure, but also not necessarily dick shaped.
So go to the
Yes,
for them section.
something for everybody.
Okay. And I mean, I think you have very much displayed
Oh yes,
that you
oh yes, and
look out for
I love
everybody.
it. I love it. And
You've
when I
really
do the co-ed
you've
toy
thought
parties,
this out.
when the fellas see how toys can be used in a couples dynamic or with partners or for themselves, because they think all is available is a pocket pussy. But have you ever thought about using a pocket pussy in addition to oral sex? Like, mind blown. So like when we go over all my aftermarket uses for the shit,
Mm.
people are excited. And the dudes, I was doing one talk for this dinner party that I was like presenting, and I was demonstrating the toy, like I'm showing them how it works. The dude got up and took it out of my hand because I said this is the last one I had.
Ah.
He was like, "This one's mine. Continue." And I was like, "Sir, I
You're
need to
like, but
finish
I'm
the
I'm using
presentation."
that.
And then when I'm local and I do co-ed events, my husband goes with me too. So the fellas like swarm him like, okay, so how is it like even being married to her? Like, why we at this toy party? What's going on? So he kind of is my ringer in co-ed events when we do them in there in the state of Texas.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What's your favorite lube?
Oh my God. Um, I'm actually sitting here looking at it. So my my favorite lube is Adam and Eve water-based personal lubricant.
And what are the ways we can use this?
Okay. You can use it for self pleasure for your on your vulva, on your penis, whatever the case may be. It's I feel like lube is everyone's friend if you're having sex.
Everyone's
And I don't care
everyone.
if you miss Aquafina 2019. Listen to me.
Yes.
Congratulations, right? But lubricant reduces friction, and it helps give you a smoother ride. So it doesn't matter how wet your pussy is. That shit hit different with the ceiling fan on. Okay, so because it's designed to evaporate, right? Lubricant is
Yes.
not designed to evaporate, right? So I love it, and I like it for oral sex too because it doesn't have like a flavor, but
Okay.
it has a taste, like, but it's not offensive. And so I always tell people that flavored lubricant, if it's specifically not designed for oral sex, is the best. But like lubricants that you can use for everything are great.
Does it work for anal?
Oh, absolutely. And I would say water-based lubricants. If you're using condoms, water-based lubricants are your friend. If you're using toys and condoms, if you're not using toys and condoms, I would say a silicone.
Just silicone, yeah.
And my favorite silicone lube is Uber Lube.
They've been a sponsor of us before.
Love Uber Lube. It's so silky and smooth, and especially if you're really, really sensitive, silicone has the least amount of ingredient.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, so if you're like really hypersensitive, silicone lubricant has the least amount of ingredients, so it's the least likely that you're going to be allergic to something in it. But again, no condoms, no sex toys with silicone lubricant.
You heard it. All right. This week in the news, there was a story that Dave East, the rapper Dave East, he was
Mhm.
being charged with like battery or some like
Mhm.
assault charge because of a
Mhm.
threesome gone wrong.
Yes.
What I read it
Ah,
and I'm like, yes, it seemed like one of the participants got really upset at what was happening or was the plan or maybe lack of plan.
yeah,
And
he didn't think that shit through.
and things got heated and now he has charges.
Yeah.
So, what would be your top rules of engagement for
For
people?
threesomes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me tell you this: a threesome is when
Oh, wait a minute.
everybody
I'm
is
gonna back up before you say. Have you done a threesome?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. However, I am the unicorn. Okay, so I come in and fuck y'all, and I go home. I am not. I am not having a threesome with a person that I plan on keeping.
That's always been like my thought
Yeah,
behind
I'm
it.
not built for that shit. I'm not that evolved yet, and I don't plan on being. If I'm fucking y'all, then I'm fucking y'all, and I'm going home. I'm not doing a threesome with a partner I plan on keeping. But a threesome versus a train too, right? A train is when two people are like all three people are fucking, but two people are not touching each other.
Okay.
So like two dudes fucking one girl, if the dudes are not touching each other, it's a train. If everybody is fucking everybody,
Then you're saying
that's
it's
a
a
threesome.
threesome. So have you been in a
Yes.
threesome where it's two men and they have been interacting?
I've never had a threesome with two
Okay.
men. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Um, I'm not there. I'm not there. And I think that because if a man can maintain an erection with another man arm distance away from him, hearing him moan and everything else, and can maintain his erection, it fucks with my pleasure.
Okay.
I'm overthinking it, and I know
That
that,
no,
so
that's fair
I'm not
enough
gonna do
though.
it. Plus, when I'm doing threesomes, I'm the unicorn. I'm fucking them. They're not like, you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to leave an impression on everybody I put my hands on.
Yo, come on with the quotable. Put that on a goddamn t-shirt.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure you tell your friends about me. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to know. And so it's a lot of, I love it because it's a lot of work, but it's a great ego stroke. It really, really is.
That is always my
Um,
thing. Like it seems like a lot to be having to focus on two people.
hmm it is, but if you're doing it right, it's still not work if everybody's communicating, and I think that's where Dave East fucked up at because he was having a train.
Okay.
I don't think those girls were interacting with each other, and that's why the other girl got upset because she wasn't getting enough attention.
And I like that because usually when you hear this definition of train, it's always like guys doing it to a girl.
Right.
But you just, because based off of your definition of it, because the girls were not
hmm
interacting, they were still in a
hmm
train.
Right. Yeah. I've run a train on a dude before with a person that we did not interact at all. She and I did not interact at all. Like, but because we were really cool and like we didn't want to have that. Like we have to deal with that later. Like my best friend, she's like, if we ever have a threesome, like if we ever fuck the same dude, I want to go first because she don't want.
That's funny.
She don't want to have. Yeah, she was like, I don't want to have to. I'll be the opening act. But but like yeah, no, I've definitely participated in sex acts where um I didn't engage with the other woman, but we both engaged with the man, and I've also participated in sex acts where we were all three fucking each other.
Okay.
you know but I definitely feel like that's the definition of a train that again is unisexual because we want to make everything men and women, but it ain't. It's so not that because there's women out here that move like me, before I retired back when I was pimping, you know and people don't expect us to be able to move like that and still be whole creatures. We suppose there's something wrong with us.
I
We
mean,
think
it's
like
true.
dudes,
It is true. Most
right?
people have that thought about women. And
Yeah, they
so
say, oh,
you,
you think like a dude. No, I don't. I think like a responsible motherfucker that's trying to get, like, I'm thinking like a grown-up.
yo, Goody Howard is a real ass bitch.
Real ass bitch, give a fuck about her. It's real life. Like, it's real fucking life. And my husband, like, we joke all the time because when we met, I was like, look, I like you, but I'm dating other people. And, we're not exclusive till we had that conversation. And he was like, I ain't worried about that shit. I'm worried about this shit. And he was the only one that was only worried about this shit.
And that's how you got them.
That's how, and yeah, that's, you got to be real. Like, motherfuckers want to play games and act like you the only one. Just because you on a team don't mean like you should feel like you on a team. But you need to know that there's a motherfucking team.
There's a team.
you know, don't get it twisted. You got the information you need to know to know whether you fuck with me or not. But I'm not gonna try to out here, selling you a dream. And that's where people
Yo,
be
and this shit
fucked up at.
sounds so much more gangster in your accent.
You know what's so funny though? Like when I here in Texas, people are like, "Oh my God, where you from?" I was born here. I was born at County at Parkland. They don't get no more Dallas than that. But like when I'm here, people are like, "Where are you from?" And then when I leave the state, they're like, "Oh my God, you sound so Southern. Say something." Like, so I guess it just
You
depends on the ear,
definitely,
you know.
yeah. It's like it's great because I'm like, yo, it's like you sound like a Southern Belle, like.
Like I'm saying, I do carry fans with me when I go places because it's hot here. Okay, so I be up there with my fan talking shit.
All right, before we wrap up, last thing. I will admit I learned
Oh,
something new
good.
from you. I did not know that there were 12 types of orgasms.
13.
Fucking 13. Shit. I might have had, let me think. Cuz I had to look up like what all the types
Uh-huh.
were. I mean, cuz you said it and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I have a
Like,
video on my IGTV about it too.
yeah, I think I watched it cuz I was like, "Wait, wait, wait." I feel like we've been lied
Right,
to
right.
because okay, so vaginal, anal,
Mhm.
oral,
Mhm.
clitoral, G
Mhm.
spot, and that's when I like tapped out. I think.
Yes. So then there's the nipple, which you know if you're and
Okay.
all of these are about being connected to your body and being connected to your pleasure. So the nipple orgasm, the A spot, which is the spot, it's to call the interior fornix. It's right before the cervix. It's like if you ever been having sex
Okay.
and like he hit this one area and you feel like he was gonna cry, like it just felt so good that you were just
Oh,
overrun with pleasure that you was gonna cry, or like you almost said I love you to this motherfucker, but you realized
yeah. I think okay. So I'll add one
you
more.
know, um, U spot orgasm is it's around it's the urethral orgasm. So there's a ring of nerve endings around the urethra.
Near your pee
Yeah,
hole.
around the urethra. Yeah. So like you know how like you gotta pee real bad and you finally get to the restroom and you pee and you're like, oh, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like that but sexual. So squirting is
Oh.
is a is a it's a combination of a G spot and a U spot orgasm.
Okay.
Cervical orgasm, that's the one that I have not experienced, and apparently it is again from your cervix being stimulated in a specific way. So that's also like when you've read about women that reach orgasm when they're giving birth.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's related to that somehow. But cervical stimulation can absolutely lead to orgasm.
Okay.
Erogenous zone orgasm. So erogenous zone orgasm is the neck, that little spot on your neck. If you have the back of your knees, like if somebody strokes the back of your knees, anywhere there's an erogenous zone for you, you can be led to orgasm there if you're connected to your pleasure. And one thing I tell people is that tattoos are or erogenous zones because you have
Hmm.
created this area of focus on your skin for your partner to focus on. You subconsciously focus on it because it's there now. The repetition of the way the tattoo is created, of the needle going into the skin, makes it a focal point for your subconscious body. And so erogenous zones are very easy accessible. Tattoos are very easy accessible erogenous zones. So if you put like something flavored on them and then lick them
It's like a
off, then
target.
yeah, it's a target. Exactly, it's a target. Mental orgasms are like when you're having phone sex or you're having fantasy sex and you're imagining it, but you're not stimulating yourself. The mental is all you need. So like when
Mm.
you're sleeping and you have a wet dream, you're not being stimulated in a wet dream. It's all mind. It's all your mind.
It's all your mind.
And
Okay.
so that's another one. And then the blended orgasm is any combination thereof. Like squirting is a G spot and a U spot orgasm, right?
Okay.
Something like that. So anytime where more than one of those orgasms listed above are included. And then the corgasm, which is one that I don't have because I do not have a six pack. But one of my gym rat friends was telling me that a corgasm is an orgasm reached via exercise of the six pack.
All right.
And I looked it up, and it's real. And like people say, I've seen videos of it actually happening, and it looks really cool. But I'm just like, I don't know that I have. You know, maybe I need to go to the gym more because that ain't one that
Yeah.
I've gotten.
Yeah.
But
I'm
there's
like,
definitely incentive for working out. I'm trying. I'm in search of it at this point.
well, I definitely learned something there. I was like, I had a few of them. Yeah, a few of them lists are still elusive, but one
And it's
day.
crazy because when we see that list, the fellas didn't really see themselves reflected in that list. But 8 of those orgasms can be had by any kind of body,
Yeah.
and they don't get it. And then they have the P spot for the fellas too, which is the prostate, which is it's located in the anus. And so depending on the kind of dude it is, that may
Yeah. You
not
know how,
necessarily go
look,
over. Yeah,
you know how heterosexual men get about that.
and that's the thing though, because like any type of anal stimulation doesn't make you gay. It's gay if you want to do it. that's
Touch
that's
and agree. I've said
right.
that. Like, if
You
you
know,
want the man to do it, then okay.
that's what makes it gay. If you're a grown man and you see another grown man walking down the street and you go, damn, he could get it. That's gay. That's gay as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
But that's what gay look like. If you want your girl to suck your dick and put her pinky in your ass, that's not gay. Because you want your
No,
girl to suck your dick and
because
put
it's the girl.
the girl doing
Exactly.
it.
I don't
Child.
understand why this is a difficult concept, but they're probably missing out on a lot of pleasure
Hmm.
because they're stuck in this bullshit thinking. So
You know.
And then it's like, who knows? But you and the person you with, you know,
But you know how
once
people
it
are. So
happens, it's not stamped on your forehead.
I think that because I think the dudes that have the most issue with it are dudes that are fucking with girls that they don't know are petty or not, or like how dudes release nudes when they get their feelings hurt. The bitch could be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, he likes his thumb, my thumb in his ass, and we've seen that happen to famous
You know
people.
what I you know what I learned the other day that a lot of people don't know?
Hmm.
That you can copyright your nudes.
Huh?
So if someone did do a case of revenge porn against you and your nudes are copyrighted, you have a lawsuit.
Ooh.
Like a real for real lawsuit.
Oh my God, I'm sharing
Isn't
that.
that something? And it's not a lot of money because like when you're copywriting images apparently, you pay per the batch, not per
Oh my
photo.
God.
So if you upload 1,000, I'm not sure if it's a threshold, but let's say you upload 50
Hmm.
nudes, it's only that one fee, not per
I mean, and
picture.
let's be honest, we all have old ass nudes that we use because they were great. We keep them. you
Oh yeah, I
know
recycled
what I'm
some
saying? We
bomb ass
recycle like, oh
ones.
shit, that
Shit.
lighting was popping. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah.
you
Listen,
listen,
listen.
you have done something for me right now because I actually teach a nudes workshop, and we talk about finding your angles and your light, and you have to like when you pay, you get.
Is this
No, it's
online?
not. I'm gonna make it online because, like I said, I was doing
Oh,
the two
cuz
master's degrees took a lot of my time, but one of them's done, so I have more time now. So I am actually gonna put Lick online. I'm put lip service online, and I'm gonna put the news workshop online. And you actually, in your entry fee, you get like this tripod situation with a remote control. So we.
bitch, I'm ready. Cause you know the other thing, I need to do invest in that. Hopefully I would like to be. Well, no, I would still send my nigga nude, so it don't even matter. I was like, I like to stop having to merchandise myself, but no, I would still send them
Right,
anyway. But
you got to.
I always found that the MacBook was always a great tool versus trying to always
Uh
use your
huh.
phone. But duh, a tripod and
Yeah,
remote is
because I'd
just
be like,
even better. And I
go
remember
ahead.
another little no, I was like another little tip I don't know people were doing were like watermarking their
I can see watermarking it
nudes.
to an extent, but like depending on what's happening in the nude, how much is shown, like if it's is it implied nude, is it like
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you don't
yeah.
need to
If my face is like
because
if my face is in it, then I meant that shit. But it may be some shit that's suggestive. I may just send you like I'll send like a well lit picture of a tattoo that's somewhere that you like if you fucking me, you know where it is, right? Or I've
yeah.
just sent like pictures of my mouth or pictures of when you like if you send masturbation videos, if you send a video of just your face while you coming. You know what I'm saying? Like there are ways to.
Or another thing too, like it's not a nude, but I think it could you apply to all senses. I feel
Hmm.
like a voice memo is
Absolutely.
oftentimes
Absolutely.
amazing to do as well, and people overlook
Yeah,
this.
people are slipping. Like we have so much technology that
Oh my
a
gosh,
voice
so
nude,
much.
especially if you put their name in it when you come in, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
I like to call. I know you're at work and I know you can't say shit. And I'm at home masturbating because I'm self employed. So I'm at home masturbating and you at work. And you can't do nothing. You better not hang up on me because it's rude.
Sis,
So now you
I'm
gotta sit
still
here and listen to me
you gonna have
come.
to listen. Done now. I've sent the audio, the voice memo.
I put headphones. Yeah, put the disclaimer like put headphones in.
Yep,
Like,
all of it. And you might be surprised what you get back.
yeah. And I tell people get like masturbation videos of their partners and stuff because then you know how your partner likes to be touched,
Yes, because it
and
is
it's different when
interesting
you're doing
watching
it.
people. Yeah, the way they
Hmm.
flick, the way they might roll their hand. Yeah,
Or yeah, or they just pay attention to a specific part of their dick for a certain amount of time, or how they sound when they coming, when how they sound when they make themselves come versus how they sound when you make them come, right? All that shit is important. And I'd be like,
all
I
of
need
it.
my name in it. I want to hear my name. I want my name in
Me
your
too.
mouth when you come for me. Is what I tell them because then you can't send that shit to nobody else.
A motherfucking G I'm talking to. So we're gonna get ready to go into the breakdown,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say one word, and you can say the first thing that comes to mind, word, phrase, sound, whatever.
Okay.
All right. Pussy.
Power,
Masturbation.
pleasure,
Lips.
kiss,
Intimacy.
laughter,
Wet.
pussy,
Sexuality.
Mm. Social justice.
Did I say pleasure? Did I say that one already?
Mm-mm.
Oh, pleasure.
Happy.
And last one, sex toys.
Goody.
Hey. So, if you could tell everyone where they can find your website, on social media, any upcoming classes you have, just promo, promo, promo.
Okay, well, I actually just came off tour, so I'm gonna be chilling for a minute, but I'll be local in Dallas doing a few things. Um, I am Ask Goody on everything. AskGoody. Just because people are always asking me shit, right? So I felt like to make sure people can find me, I'm Ask Goody on everything. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, everything. You type in at Ask Goody, I pop up.
There she is.
Website is askgoody.com. Email address is askgoody@gmail. I'm all for my goody gang. That's what I call my folks. Hashtag goody gang. Um, and that's where you can find me. I'm doing everything. And if you want me to come to your city and do a blowjob class or a cunnilingus workshop or a co-ed toy party or a news workshop or a fucking sex trivia game night or whatever, I'm here for it. I also do talks on college campuses and in corporations and campus communities. So anything like that, I'm down to do.
Awesome. And I believe you were going to be nice to the Ratcheteers over
Yes,
here and the Boonie Breakdown listeners,
yes.
and you were going to do a coupon code.
Yes. So everybody will get 10% off for the rest of the year to support the Booty Breakdown. It's going to be Boonie 10 is the code. BOONIE 10. And you get 10% off anything, everything. So you order a bunch of shit, you get 10% off of everything in your cart. Not like 10% off one item. No. Order all of the things.
All the things.
T-shirts, pencil cases, sex toys, bibs, all of the things. And you get 10% off the entire cart. Um, and will actually be a portion of the proceeds will come back to the Boonie Breakdown because I love what you're doing. I'm excited about it, and I think that we need to support each other. That's how we should. That's how we should be moving. Collaboration and not competition. So
Oh,
I'm definitely here for it.
appreciate it and thank you. So yes, buy all
Absolutely.
of your fabulous things over there. We've talked about quite a few of them.
Yes,
And
and if you see a few more.
yes, I mean, you'll be intrigued. I feel like you're going to hop down the rabbit hole and then you'll have a lot of fun.
Yes, yes,
So Goody, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed our conversation.
yes. Me too.
All right, guys, I told you that episode was going to be dope. I want to thank our guest, Goody Howard, for coming on the Boonie Breakdown. I told you guys she was the epitome of responsible and ratchet, and she delivered as we talked about orgasms and a lot of hoe shit, okay? And if you want to continue the conversation, be sure to head on over to her site. It is linked in the show notes and on the website, and use code BOONIE10 to save 10% on your entire order. So whether you're going to order one of her lick classes or you're going to actually get a toy that you can use in person and practice that hoe shit, then be sure to use that code. Again, remember, it is Boonie10. If you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or any app that you listen to your podcast on. Don't forget to leave those reviews too. You might just hear a review on a future episode. Follow us across social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. Don't make these pretty images for nothing, okay? Have a dope ass week. I mean it. And thank you for listening. And remember, the ratchet in me always honors the ratchet in you. Ho my stay. Until next time.